Sometimes I have to double back and explain things, especially the parts other people find completely insane, which for Route 333 is about 90% of my daily existence. So let's be clear. Yes, I read the employee handbook before I started, well, most of it. But if you expect that thing to be some comprehensive defensive spell against weirdness, I've got bad news. The handbook gives you advice like, be wary of sleeping with windows open on nights with high cloud coverage. It's not exactly a survival manual. And yes, before you ask, there really is a section that says, the Faceless Man has learned how to unlock doors from the inside. That's it. No backup, no warning, just, hey, lock your doors extra good or something with a blank for a face might poke around in there. Subtle, right? Anyway, the idea isn't to make you feel safe. It's to make you vaguely aware there are things out here that don't care about locks or your sense of personal security. After all, Route 333 is not a typical highway, and definitely not interested in handing out clear advice. Now, before my inbox fills with new armchair psychiatrists, yes, I've done therapy. Did it help? Not so much. Meds? Hey, I guess my brain is as stubborn as Route 333. But enough about my brain chemistry. You all want to know about the dangers at night, so here's what happened. One night, the humidity in my cab hit aquarium levels. Normally, I'd run the internal AC, but this relic of a truck didn't have one. The night was mostly clear, not a cloud in sight, and after an hour of sweating into my sheets, I considered rolling my window down just a little. I remembered the handbook's warning, cracked windows only, and you test it with your hand. If it fits, you lose a finger, or your whole arm, or something else. Anyway, I tested the opening with my fingers. No way anyone could get in. I told myself that rule was mostly superstition. I left the window at a crack and finally some cool air rolled in. Sleep came easier than usual. When I woke up, everything was off. The cab was bathed in a weird, milky light. I realized almost without thinking that clouds had moved in, thick enough to blot out the moon. That should have triggered worry, but I was sure. Windows locked, door locked. No cloud coverage when I fell asleep. I'd followed the rules. But instinct being what it is, I checked my surroundings. I saw it first out the corner of my eye, pressed up against the passenger side window. The shape of a person, but distinctly not a person. It had no face. Or maybe that's the wrong way to put it. No face the way a blank page has no story. Two slits where a nose might be, except impossibly wide, and the rest was smooth, hairless, featureless. The pits flared, breathing in hard, and I heard it, soundless but still present like the draw of air through an empty flute. I froze. My brain did this little scramble, rules, warnings, plans. The handbook was useless now. "Hey," I whispered, voice half gone. "Are you the Faceless Man?" Like I expected an answer. Maybe if I'd called it by another name, it would have helped. I overthink in moments like these, worry if I'm offending the supernatural. It pressed a hand, if that's what you could call it, against the glass. 7 long white fingers, each segment jointed like the legs of a spider, nails curling at the ends. The fingers traced along the lip of the window, searching for a way in, brushing the thin crack I'd left. I panicked, dove forward, started the engine half-dressed, nearly tripping. The fingers quested, slow, almost methodical. They slid along the inside panel right above the unlock button, feeling for a handle. Somewhere, part of me was appalled. It remembered the exact route as if it had done this 100 times before. All I could think to do was roll the window up. When I hit the button, glass crushed 2 of the fingers. An impossible color bled beneath the pressure, the creature spasming in pain. I cracked the window open again just enough and the fingers slithered free. The thing recoiled, gurgled, a spray of greenish stuff spattered the glass, and then it vanished into the night. After that, sleep was not an option. Neither was staying put. The Faceless Man isn't the only thing out here, but it was the first sign the road itself was changing, adapting to me. My guard was up. My windows were shut. Every rule, every word in the employee handbook was burned into my mind now. I found myself talking more with the other truckers, knowing I wasn't alone in this horror movie universe. Drivers with grayer hair, steadier voices who shared warnings over bad coffee at the midnight diners. Vigram, who always smiled about his kids in Chicago. Deidre, relentless, working to get her son to college. And Chris, the veteran who'd survived more Route 333 weirdness than anyone I knew. And then there was Tiff. She was a legend, a fixture at the wayside diner halfway between myth and friend. Tiff didn't try to leave Route 333 anymore. The road had claimed her.
Don't try to help me escape. The road doesn't like to give up what it owns.